Welcome back to the Learning Studio. This is the Biological Sciences series, and today's lecture takes us deeper into genetics and genomics with one of the most powerful ideas in biology: population genetics and evolution. If you'd like to catch up on earlier topics like Mendelian inheritance, the full playlist is linked below in the description. Here's a thought. Why do some diseases disappear from populations while others persist? And how did giraffes get their long necks, or humans evolve different skin tones? The answers lie in population genetics, the study of how genes behave not in individuals but in entire populations and how this leads to evolution. What is population genetics? Population genetics looks at how allele frequencies, the proportions of different versions of a gene, change across generations. Instead of asking, what does this gene do in one person? We ask, how common is this gene in the population and why does that change over time? A key tool here is the Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium, a principle that predicts allele frequencies in a population if no evolutionary forces are acting. But in real life, forces always act. Forces driving evolution. The source of new genetic variation. Natural selection. Traits that improve survival or reproduction become more common. Genetic drift. Random changes in allele frequencies, especially in small populations. Gene flow. Movement of genes between populations through migration or interbreeding. Non-random mating. Preferences in mating affect which alleles spread. Together, these forces shape how species adapt, diversify, and sometimes go extinct. Evolution. The big picture. Evolution is simply change in allele frequencies over time. Over long periods, these small genetic shifts accumulate, leading to the rise of new traits and even new species. Examples include antibiotic resistance in bacteria, fast evolution through natural selection, peppered moths during the Industrial Revolution, color changes due to environmental pressures, human lactase persistence, the ability to digest milk in adulthood, evolving alongside dairy farming. Case studies and examples. Case study 1, sickle-cell trait. In malaria-prone regions, the allele persists because carriers gain resistance even though homozygotes suffer from sickle cell disease. Case study 2, finches on the Galapagos Islands. Different beak shapes evolved as birds adapted to available food sources. Case study 3, modern human variation. Traits like skin pigmentation or altitude adaptation show how populations evolve in response to environment. Why it matters in genetics and genomics. Population genetics bridges the gap between inheritance and evolution. It explains biodiversity, disease prevalence, and how species, including humans, are still evolving today. It's also essential in medicine, conservation biology, and even agriculture, helping us understand how diseases spread, how endangered species survive, and how crops adapt to climate change. Past, present, and future relevance. In the past, Darwin described natural selection without knowing about genes. Later, Mendelian genetics and population studies created the modern synthesis. In the present, genetic sequencing allows scientists to track evolution in real time, like how viruses mutate. In the future, insights from population genetics could guide conservation efforts, predict disease outbreaks, and even inform human space colonization. Why watch this playlist? This playlist covers the 30 most important topics in biological sciences, each explained with clarity, case studies, and applications. Whether you're preparing for exams, teaching, or simply curious about life, this series will give you the foundation to think like a scientist. So that's our introduction to population genetics and evolution, the science that explains how genes shape species and how life adapts through time. In our next lecture, we'll explore a cutting-edge revolution, genome editing with CRISPR-Cas9 and beyond, where humans are no longer just studying evolution, but actively reshaping it. Welcome again to the Learning Studio. Don't forget to check the playlist link below and subscribe so you don't miss this exciting journey through the genetics and genomics section. Because once you understand evolution, you understand the story of life itself.